Bayern Munich will be feeling the pressure to win this season's Champions League. They're coming off the back of a trophyless season for the first time since 2012. And to add even more pressure, the final for this year's Champions League will be held in Munich. The last time Bayern hosted a final, they suffered a shock defeat to Chelsea. They'll be hoping to put that right this year. Bayern have a new manager in Vincent Kompany, someone I know very well from my time at Man City. And don't get me wrong, some people were surprised to see someone go from a relegated Burnley side to Bayern. But for me, I'm not sure that's so much of a risk. Coaching Bayern Munich is very different to having to coach Burnley in the Championship and Burnley in the Premier League. Some of the players he has now are the best that he's ever worked with, and the lessons he'll be giving to those players will be different than a side which maybe was an underdog last year in the Premier League like Burnley. Obviously, managing bigger egos could be a concern, but this is somebody who was a captain for his national side, so he understands that everybody's different. Some people see a different game. Yes, you have the Thomas Müllers, who's the record appearance maker for Bayern Munich, but here's Vincent Kompany, somebody who understands his importance, but can still find a way to make sure that even when he's not playing, he's still pulling in the same direction as everybody else. Whilst under Guardiola, Vincent Kompany, like many others, has learned a different style of football, and as a consequence, being open-minded is one of the biggest strengths that you can gain, because you learn about things in a different way to the way you had previously in your career. And when you take that with you, maybe, just maybe, that could be the difference for you as a coach. Having had the chance to watch Bayern Munich and the chance to speak to the coach himself, Vincent Kompany, he's very much aware that this season, especially in the Bundesliga, they'll be the favourite for 90% of their games. Not every week will it be a low block, a mid block. Sometimes it might be the RB Leipzig style of high energy. Sometimes it could be man-to-man. And I think for him as a coach, he's looking to solve as many of these problems as possible and allow his team to be able to thrive and attack, which realistically is their biggest strength. One of the most important parts of the way that they build out is actually Jamal Musiala. Even though you will see the two centre-backs drop and a midfielder drop to make it a three, the person with the freedom to roam is Musiala. Sometimes he'll come back to support the play and be able to progress the ball up the field, but if the other team is a bit more on the back foot, he stays higher. He plays more like a false nine, trying to link himself with Harry Kane as well. And as a consequence, a lot of their attacks go through him. Another important aspect of their play is the fact that their wingers will stay really high and at times really wide. Yes, there could be times where maybe they're not getting many touches of the ball, and someone like a Serge Gnabry or a Michael Olise, Leroy Sané, these are players who you want to get on the ball, but their role is vitally important because then it allows the likes of Musiala, the likes of Kane, to be able to drop deeper but still pin the back four back, because we know that the speed that those wingers have is always going to be of concern to the opposition. And of course, we've got to mention Harry Kane. Lots of goals, but still no trophies, and this season he'll be hoping to put that right. Harry Kane is without a doubt one of the best finishers in world football, and some of his link-up play is as good as we've seen. But how does it benefit this Bayern Munich side, especially in the biggest games, as they approach one of the biggest seasons in their history? So can Kane and Bayern end their respective wait for a trophy? I believe they can, but will it be this season's Champions League? We'll have to wait and see.